Hey everybody, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've got this newly used vehicle right behind me. One of the employees just got it, and with their permission I am able to go around this and nitpick it. So what I want to do today is show you what you can look out for in a used vehicle to tell you kind of what prior damage it was, or explain how they got their funny little characteristics. Alright, so first things first, we're going to take a look at the front end. This is generally what's going to take the most damage over time, whether it's curb rash, people hitting them in the parking lot, or them hitting other people. Now, the first thing I look at is all the gapping. Is it fairly even from side to side? So I take a look, feel around it, go from side to side, and on this vehicle, everything feels like it butts up pretty well. There's a little bit of differences from side to side. You could chalk that up to manufacturer. Sometimes you have to give a little bit of grace depending on the manufacturer. Now, the first thing I noticed is this scuff that comes across right here. Now, I'm not able to tag it with my fingernail, so meaning it's not like a scratch, it's not very deep. Most likely it's something on the surface that can be buffed off or even clayed off in the future. Now, the big thing that I also noticed though, it's down low. If we look down here, we can see that it's a little bit misplaced right here in the grill. And with that, we have this off paint right here and some weird jagged lines like this. Now, what this comes from is a repair. This was most likely done on a car lot where they blended paint in this area and up, and then had a little bit of run right here. Try to paint over that to make it less noticeable. But painting is an art, and it can be very difficult, and I'm not here to nitpick on anybody's work. This color specifically is extremely hard to match, and I don't envy anybody having to paint this color. But something like this isn't something that can just be easily repaired. To even knock this stuff down this line to make it disappear will take quite a bit of sanding and refinishing. At the end of the day, you might be looking at repainting the majority of the bumper just to fix this area, because even over here on this side, we have the same damage, same type of run coming across down here. So by the time they get done sanding this, they'll have to go up to about like over in this area to even feather it out, make it look less noticeable. So by that time, you might be looking at a new bumper, but you could always wrap the front bumper in a different color. You could wrap the whole car and make that less noticeable, or just completely disappear. Another good spot to look at is the rims, because we're gonna get a lot of curb rash up around here. Now, one thing I noticed is that like right here, it gets really smooth. Whereas like in areas right here, it's ribbed and there's a texture to it. This smooth area most likely had some type of curb rash to it that they went ahead and grinded down so it wasn't as noticeable and make it look better. But these are small things that you can kind of take a look at around a used vehicle to really get a good idea of its history. Another thing I like to look at is each side of the door, because this is a lot of the time where other doors are going to lean up, whether it's in the garage or the parking lot. And right here we can see a lot of repeat damage, these vertical kind of check marks coming across right there. Most likely this car was parked in the garage a lot. Another vehicle was parked right here. That side didn't have another vehicle parked next to it, and this side just had the door leaning up on it a lot. But the nice thing is, between this and the swirls around it, it's buffable. It's something that can be repaired easily within a detail, or a whole paint correction could remove these minor imperfections right here. But we even have some topical stuff right here. So this black. Now, the nice thing is this is on top of the surface. Now, some other areas that have some stuff on top are right here. We got some orange paint, some of these black marks again, like we saw on the door over there. The nice thing is I'm chipping this off with my fingernail, so it shouldn't take too much to actually remove this, or this white paint right here. The harder part will be is inside the wheel well right here, where we have a lot of the orange splatter. What makes this more difficult is this is a completely fabric lined wheel well. So trying to get the paint and stuff like that off of there will take a little bit more work, but not completely impossible. If you see one area around the vehicle that's repainted, good chances there might be another one. So we took a look around and we saw this damage here and felt this very rough feeling to it. Now generally you get this rough feeling from overspray or something like that. And looking at it, we can see that this color of the bumper to the sensor are very different. You can even look in that rubber grommet right there, you'll see the paint on there. Now what this tells me is this area was repainted, repaired. They taped this off to prevent any paint from getting onto the sensor and repaired the bumper around it. Unfortunately, not the best repair, not the best color match, but again, I'm not jealous or envy of them having to paint this because this is an extremely hard color to match. But the work overall could have been a little bit better. We also see some drips down here on the edges. Something like this, much like the front bumper, if you want this to disappear, look new again, most likely will take another repaint because it will take quite a bit of sanding to remove what has been put onto the vehicle so far. So the other things that are kind of around this vehicle are just general things that you see on any used car. The swirling, the rail dust, things like that. Those are easily removed and easily taken care of. And if you're trying to remember how deep a scratch is or whether a scratch can come out, we did make a video on this. Make sure you check that out. But at the end of the day, this isn't about nitpicking. This isn't about saying that this car is completely messed up or anything. It's more about giving you the tools to go to that used car, have a little bit more confidence at the lot and see what that damage might be. Is it something that's repairable? Is it something that might have happened there? But again, at the end of the day, this is just to empower you. If you like this video, make sure you give us a like. And if you want to stay up to date with every video that we're putting out there, we're putting new videos out every week. We even have a podcast, so you got to check that out. And to stay up to date, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It really helps our channel out. Thank you so much. I'll catch you next week.